Threat actors sold stolen accounts for as little as 50 cents each, allowing purchasers to use stored credit card credentials for illegal purposes. Roku reported that about 15,363
What?
customer accounts were affected by a data breach. Hi everyone, I'm Shantae and welcome to the Cyber News where I'll keep you updated on the latest threats and how you can stay protected. Now let's dive in. The hack of 15,000 Roku accounts is a great reminder. Stop using the same password. I don't know how many times I have to keep preaching this, but we need to stop using the same password for every account that we log into online. Now, on Friday, March 8th, Roku reported that about 15,363 customer accounts were affected by a data breach, resulting in fraudulent purchases of hardware and streaming subscriptions. Now, this data breach occurred between December 28th and February 21st of 2024. Threat actors sold stolen accounts for as little as 50 cents each, allowing purchasers to use stored credit card credentials for illegal purposes. Now, let me put this in perspective for you guys. I pay 50 cents to get your stolen credit card information so that I can run up hundreds or thousands of dollars worth of illegal purchases. That's pretty bad, especially if you're a person that typically makes large purchases on a day-to-day basis or more often than other people, then more than likely your bank account is probably not going to be flagged for suspicious activity. The bank is probably going to think that the one that's making these purchases and they're going to let it go. Now, on the other hand, for someone who doesn't make large purchases on a regular day-to-day basis or not even that often, the bank may flag it as suspicious activity and then you'll be notified before the purchase is allowed to go through. But again, guys, 50 cents on the dark web, man, do you know how many accounts you could get for 50 cents each? I'm telling you, that is alarming. If you're not worried about that, I don't know what else to tell you, but that right there is alarming. The breach occurred through a credential stuffing attack where login credentials from other breaches were used to access Roku accounts. Now, I made a video last week explaining what a credential stuffing attack is and how PetSmart experienced this same type of attack. Roku has secured impacted accounts, forced password resets, canceled unauthorized subscriptions, and issued refunds. Roku unfortunately lacks two-factor authentication, which could prevent similar hijacking of incidents. Threat actors use cracking tools to be able to conduct the conditional stuffing attack on the Roku account. Roku has faced criticism for changes to its dispute resolution term that was released on February 20th. So remember, the data breach occurred between December 28th of 2023 and this year, February 21st. Now, I just want you guys to pay attention to that. Let me say this again. The dispute resolution terms were released on February 20th. Roku ended up facing a lot of criticism for the changes, and it was evident by the number of users that went on Reddit and complained about these changes. Now, I took a look at what TechCrunch had made an article about this and mentioned that. So, the Roku users face a frustrating situation when they were required to agree to new dispute resolution terms in order to access their devices. So an example of what it looked like is here. Okay. So if you're a Roku user, somewhere last month you would have seen the screen. As you can see, you cannot bypass this. You have to agree in order to continue using your device. In this article, he also mentioned that even pushing the asterisk button on the remote control, he was able to get out of it and come back in. But there's a possibility, a strong possibility, that the terms were accepted either way. So moving on, this is if you're a Roku user and you saw this on your TV, this is why. So guys, listen to this. Terms include a forced arbitration agreement preventing users from suing Roku or taking part in lawsuits against the company, which was apparently already put in place. Now they introduce an informal dispute resolution section requiring legal complaints to go through Roku lawyers before arbitration. Now, according to TechCrunch, users can only opt out of the terms by mailing a written notice to Roku's lawyers within 30 days of the terms coming into effect. Now, here is what you need in order to opt out: contact information, address and phone number, probably, as mentioned in this article, the email that you use to register your Roku account. You need the product information, make, model, software, service. I'm not too sure if you need a receipt. I highly doubt it, because who still keeps their receipts for the products they purchase? I don't have the receipt to my TV, so I'm just being honest. Then what you would do is mail it to Stephen K, General Counsel for Roku. He mentioned in the article that you only have 30 days to opt out. So somewhere around the 20th of February is when that notice was displayed on your Roku streaming device. So you probably more than likely have until March 20th of this year to opt out of this. So if you want to opt out of the terms that were released on February 20th, go ahead and do as indicated in the article. If you did not receive a forced reset of your password, I would suggest, just to be safe rather than sorry, go ahead and update your password on Roku. Okay? If you didn't receive a forced password reset, I would just go ahead and reset it anyways, just to be safe. Okay? Make sure that you continue to monitor your accounts, like your bank accounts and your credit card accounts, for any type of suspicious activity. Make sure that you're cautious of agreeing to new terms and conditions without understanding the implications. Now, this is important because it helps you to understand any changes to your rights, privacy, or finances. By reviewing them thoroughly, you can avoid agreeing to terms that you don't fully understand or that might not be in your best interest. An example could be a social media platform updating the terms and conditions to include a clause allowing them to sell your data to third-party advertisers without explicit consent. Now, if you agree to the updated terms without understanding the implications, you unknowingly consent to your personal information being shared with advertisers, potentially compromising your privacy. So it is important to not bypass when they say that they update their terms and agreements, conditions. Make sure you take a look at that, because you don't know what you're agreeing to. And in the event that something happens later on down the line, this is law. This is put in place, and you've already agreed to it, and there's nothing you can do about it if you have not opted out. Now, there are some sites, some businesses that allow you to opt out electronically, but you have to verify that. In this case with Roku, you have to mail it in. So they make you jump through some hoops to go and opt out. So if I were you, I would really think about that. Why would they have you mail in an opt out form instead of making it easy for you to go ahead and opt out electronically online? Let that be food for thought, guys. And lastly, Roku does not support multi-factor authentication, which I talk about a lot in the videos concerning breaches when it comes to password theft. So because of that, make sure you guys stay vigilant with your passwords. Do not use the same password for every account online. Make sure you're using a strong, unique password for every account that you log into online. Make sure you keep an eye out on your accounts for any suspicious activity, and also any emails that you receive that may portray a company. If you're not expecting to receive the email, or if there's a suspicious link, don't click on it. And that is all that I have for this video, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.